Everyone, it's Jordan with Cloud Underground again on another Monday. I hope that everybody's having a good day and a productive day. I am here to talk a little bit more about cross-architecture virtual machines. So I'll get into that here in a little bit, but first, for those of you who haven't heard of Cloud Underground, you should check out our website here, cloudunderground.dev. We're essentially a cloud infrastructure and education company, and we both provide business to business services. If you need somebody to help you set up your cloud architecture or your cloud systems, or if you want to learn about how to build all the things that we build and do some of the things that we do, we offer courses on how to do a lot of that stuff. So if you get here on our website, you can go to learn and see all the courses that we offer, as well as check out the Prime Idea Factory, which we recently released this. This is essentially a service to help you get up and running with your own business. We provide coaching and essentially expertise on how to get your business started, and we can also provide hardware that will allow you to set up your cloud infrastructure or whatever it is that you need. So please go and check out the Prime Idea Factory if you're interested. It's here under Learn at the very top, and you can see the different services. If you get hardware from us, it's on an annual basis. We're essentially leasing hardware on an annual basis that you can keep at the end if you decide you want to. You just have to forfeit the deposit that you put down. But it's a really cool new service that we're offering, so check it out and check out all the other things we do. And then if you're interested in being a part of our community, you can click join the dojo up here and learn all about how to get into our Discord server, where we have a really active community and you can ask people questions, learn a lot more, talk to us, the founders, if you have questions or comments, and get involved with our company. So yeah, that's cloudunderground.dev. You should check it out and learn more about us if you're interested. So like I was saying, today I want to talk a little bit more about cross-architecture virtual machines. And so here we've got the NVIDIA Jetson AGX that I set up that cross-architecture virtual machine on, I think a week or two ago. It was probably a couple weeks ago now. And so I just opened up the Jetson AGX webtop. So this is the typical Underground Nexus webtop. If you have an Underground Nexus instance running, you should be fairly familiar with this. And you can see I've already got Virtual Machine Manager open and running here. However, our virtual machine is shut off. So for those of you who were here the last time that I messed with the cross-architecture virtual machines, then you will know that I basically just ran the Calamares installer on the virtual machine to get the full operating system up and running so that we're not in a live environment anymore. And let me go ahead and turn this on, because these cross-architecture virtual machines are a little bit on the slow side. You've got a number of different layers of abstraction that are happening, so you slow things down when you do this. So it takes things a minute to get up and running. So anyway, we're starting that. Let's open it and see what it's doing. Because I did end up getting the Calamares installer to work. I actually, it worked the first time. So when you saw me start it the other day, that was me running it, and it took it a good 6 to 7 hours to finish that install. Again, these machines are relatively slow, but it did finish installing, and so we've got a full Parrot OS system running. I believe it's using the Mate desktop environment. So as soon as that gets started, we'll check it out. For those who are not familiar with this topic or didn't see the last video, I would encourage you to go check that out. I think it's a relatively short video, at least the part where I'm getting the VM going. So go ahead and look for that. I think this is either the third or fourth video that I've made on this topic. All right, and you can see our Parrot OS is turning on. So, and it takes it a moment for sure. So let's just minimize that for the moment. But yeah, you can see, so this is again an NVIDIA Jetson AGX Xavier. So it's running ARM CPU cores. Essentially, it's got an ARM processor at the core with 16 different cores in the processor, and then it's got some GPU acceleration also built onto the board. And the Jetson AGX Xavier, if you aren't familiar, it's a single board computer, so it's pretty compact, but it's also quite a powerful little machine. And they've actually gotten quite expensive. When we originally bought ours, they were not as expensive as they are now. These days, you can pretty easily get some sort of small form factor PC or whatever that will do a lot of the same things. But the critical point is that they are using, again, an ARM CPU. And you can see here we've got a Debian 12 x86 by 64 virtual machine running. So this is a cross architecture virtual machine. Normally they won't run on ARM infrastructure, but if you set it up correctly, you can get it to work. And if you're curious about the setup that I use, you'll have to go back to the previous videos where I go through the setup and install steps for the actual virtual machine itself. The really critical point though, let's open it up again and look at the info here, our hardware. The critical thing that you have to do to get this running is to use Kibu64, in my experience, for the model of the CPU. So first you have to make sure that you've got all of the required packages and repositories installed before you can try to run across architecture VM. And then once you have that, then you just need this setting essentially set up to get it to work. And I've done all that, like I said, in previous videos. So you should be able to go back and see how I did all of this stuff if you are curious. Virtual machines, the last time I was on here talking, I was showing how to set up different desktop environments really fast using Docker and the, Linux server webtop that you can find on Docker Hub. All right, and here we go. Parrot login. Let's see. I believe. Oh. Okay, it didn't need me to do anything. I was gonna say that's not something I'm used to. So I think normally it just goes through that, and I don't even pay attention. We should get into a login screen pretty quickly here, hopefully. But yeah, these things are a little bit slow. And mostly what I'm going to do today is just take a little tour of this virtual machine once it gets going. But yeah, we can see, I only allocated 8 cores to this VM. I allocated 8 gigs of RAM. So it's using a decent number of resources, but considering that the Jetson AGX has 8 cores and 32 gigs of RAM, we're not even using, we're using about half of the CPU cores and a quarter of the memory. So let's go back here and see if we've made it anywhere. Yeah, it takes a long time to power these things on. But once they are on, they work pretty well. I think I will pause for just a moment and wait for this thing to get on, and I will be right back. So see you in a moment. Okay, it looks like we're to the login screen. It took a couple more minutes than, after I paused it essentially. But you can see this is our login screen. And let's see, can we type in it? All right, yep, it's just slow. So I've said it before and I will say it again. If you really have need for a cross-architecture virtual machine, my hope is that you probably don't need the desktop environment, and I would highly recommend installing some sort of server version of the operating system that you need that just has a command line interface and doesn't have the full desktop environment, because the desktop environments take quite a few resources to run, and if you don't need the desktop environment, a command line interface will be much, much quicker. And you can see, you know, I logged in, but it's still taking a while to get the operating system all loaded, and I think it will probably take another minute, so I will probably just pause again for a moment and come back once it's loaded, because nobody wants to sit here and watch a VM load, so it's not very fun. So I will be right back again. All right, I think this desktop environment is up and running again. Well, up and running, not again. It just takes it a long time to get going again. I've said it once and I'll say it again, these things are not the quickest. And you can see it actually has trouble loading a few of the applets, but I'm not going to worry about that. So the clock, multi-load applet. So I think normally there's a little applet up here where you can see how much, well, like the resource use on the VM and things like that. And there should be a clock and stuff. We didn't get all of that, but you can see most of the different components of the desktop are here. You know, we've got our essentially start bar, our applications here, and we've got, you know, Firefox, a few other things. Parrot's nice because it comes with a bunch of sort of security related, and depending on the version of Parrot, you're getting like pen test tools and applications like that. So we have Tor browser in here. We have, I think, some privacy apps, Anon Surf, whatever that is, a cryptography service. So there's kind of a lot of cool things in Parrot. If you ever want to try it, I would recommend trying to just do a same architecture sort of VM if you're trying it this way, because you'll get a lot more performance out of it. Like, I'm curious, if we open up our Office here, how long does it take to open? Well, yeah, let's do Office Calc. I would assume this is sort of an Excel spreadsheet, but maybe not. Let's find out and see how long it takes for Parrot to load LibreOffice. Well, it's definitely taking a moment, but it's not too terrible. Like I said, everything I do on this VM is pretty slow. It takes a while. Like I said, I think it took like almost 7 hours to install the whole operating system that you see here. And if you watch the video where I did the Calamares installer, you basically saw all of this because you get a live desktop environment in that process. So you get to try out the OS and actually see what it looks like. I think I was hoping to get a little more performance out of it once the full thing was installed, but it's still just, it's pretty limited in what it can do. So let's see here. Oh, sorry, I'm hearing some rain outside. So it's almost opened, and we can find out if this is indeed an Excel sort of application or if it's something else. I've actually not used Libre a whole lot, so I'm not super familiar with it. But yeah, this looks like it essentially is an Excel spreadsheet sort of tool. So give it a moment to wake up a little bit more, get everything loaded, and we should be able to start. Yeah, there. Oh, okay, there we go. Seeing more of the tools. And tip of the day. Did you know? That's okay. Good, good. I'm not worried about running LibreOffice 7.4. Okay, so now it's actually working. And we could probably make a spreadsheet here of some sort. So I don't know, if I wanted it to add things, can it do it the same way Excel can? All right. So in Excel, you add, well, I don't know. Numbers this way by using formulas. This is actually really nice. I've never used Libre. I like it. It's very much kind of like an old school looking Excel, and I know that I have actually opened the word processor version of Libre, and it's a pretty cool tool as well. If you're used to like old versions of Microsoft Word, then you would probably feel fairly at home in Libre. You know, if you've been using the newest version of Microsoft Office applications, then it might not look as familiar because they've changed the way that those applications look quite a bit. But if you're familiar with the old ones, then this should look fairly familiar. So in Excel, if we wanted to add these things, we would type an equal sign, and that sets up that it is some sort of equation that we're doing, and then we would click and drag these cells, and we would finish by closing that off and click check mark, and let's see if it works. Oh, you know what? And actually, so I did this incorrectly, because in Excel you would have sum at the beginning, and that would explain the operation that I'm trying to make it do. Let's see if it does that. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to assume that that is correct. It looks like it. So 8 plus 6, 14. Yeah, it should be 9. Carry the 1, 2, 8, 12. Yep, 129. That's correct. So yeah, if you need a version of Excel or Word, then LibreOffice might have you covered depending on what you're doing. If you're getting into really complex things, maybe not, but this seems to have some of the basic functionalities of Excel built in. So let's go ahead and close this. No, I don't need to save it. It's fine. So yeah, we can see that Office does work. If slowly, it does work. One of the things I'm curious about is if GNU image manipulation tool program will actually work on here. That seems like a bit of a high ask, but let's just click on it and see what happens. So GNU image manipulation program, is that what it is? I know it's often called GIMP for short. It's a photo editing tool, so you know, kind of like your Photoshop or something along those lines. I, again, haven't messed around with it a whole lot, but it's another free tool that just comes on Parrot. So if you download Parrot Home, which is what you're looking at right now, you just get all this stuff. It just comes with it. And it's a pretty nice suite of applications for doing a lot of different, you know, obviously you've got all your tools for Office work. We've got, you know, a photo editor here in addition to those privacy tools. And this looks like it's loading relatively quickly, although now it's not so much. Let's give it a moment and see what happens. I'm just curious how long it takes to get GIMP going, or if it's even this. Again, GIMP is something you would probably want some sort of you know, video processing device on, or something that has a decent amount of acceleration, like video acceleration. And there are ways of adding video acceleration to these Docker containers. Not something I'm getting into today, but it might be possible to make this work a little bit better. Certainly, if you were on just a regular VM, not cross-architecture, then this would work really well for you, I would assume. But in the world of cross-architecture VMs, everything is slow, and you know, I don't know if this is going to be too much for it or not. It seems to be kind of stuck on this wavelet decompose thing. I think that this is probably going to take a while, so I'll pause the video again. Maybe I can set up like a little timer or something. Here, let me see. If I go over here, I should be able to well, I don't know. I don't have anything. Oh, okay, so it's going through. We're moving along. Maybe I don't need to pause it. The bar is moving. Babel fishes. Don't know what that is. Come on, GIMP, you got this. The little VM that could. Whoa. Did it disappear because it's about to open the program, or did it just give up on opening the program? Oh, nope, we got it. Okay. So here it is, GIMP. And it's probably still loading all of its assets up right now, I would assume. Because, again, it's... Yeah, here we go. Yep. So now we're getting more of the tools are showing up. And can I interact with the start bar or the toolbar up top? It looks like I can, but not well yet. So I think once this stuff starts working, then it'll be good to go. But yeah, I mean, geez, we can do some light photo. I would definitely not do heavy photoshopping on here, but if you were in a pinch and you needed to do a little light photo editing, I think we could do that in here probably. Like, could we... Well, I don't even have any photos anywhere. Let me see something. If I go to our applications and go to System Tools and go to Kaja, let's just see if we've got any. Yeah, I mean, you can see it takes a while even to get a file explorer open in this VM. So yeah, don't expect anything to happen particularly quickly. But the surprising thing, the thing I've been surprised about is how it does seem relatively stable. It's slow and it takes a long time for things to happen, but they will eventually. And then once they do, they seem to actually work as long as you're kind of patient with everything. And so I'm not seeing any pictures here. Maybe we could just like take a screenshot somehow. I don't know how we do that in Parrot. Because it would be nice to be able to at least pull in a photo into GIMP and see how it kind of reacts to that. I'm a little, okay, so here, let's go to a different desktop real quick. That's not all occupied with GIMP. Because there's got to be, like this desktop has to exist somewhere, right? So I just need to figure out where this desktop picture is and we could pull it. Or if I can figure out how to take a screenshot, then we could do things that way. So and sometimes double clicking isn't the best from what I've seen. So yeah, I got it the second time, but it did not get it the first time. Maybe this is, let's see, if we go to properties here, change desktop background, let's see if it will tell me where the desktop background is. Anytime. Yes, it's, close that. Maybe if we reduce the resources or the applications that it's trying to run, it will speed it up a little bit. It probably is not helping anything that we have GIMP open on one of these other desktops. There we go. Okay, here we go. Our appearance preferences. Background. Come on, little VM, let's go. You got this. you do have to be very, very patient on these cross-architecture VMs. I'd be curious if a little bit more powerful hardware would be able to speed up the process, but I mean, this is a pretty powerful little device. If we were, like, for instance, you know, we minimized our VM here. I don't think that this has GIMP or anything, but you know, yeah, so the tools that are in the webtop are a little bit more slim. I mean, we don't have, you know, LibreOffice or GIMP pre-installed or anything like that, so we can't really play with that as easily, which is unfortunate. And this is just, man, it's brutal. But again, the things that you are going to run into. Okay, so here we go. So here's some desktop backgrounds. Now the question is, how do I figure out where these are? So, wow, there's all kinds of stuff here. Cool. So if we click add, will that open up? I'm hoping that'll open up a little file explorer that will tell me where these are existing. It's looking in Jordan's pictures, which that's definitely not where this stuff is. So that's not helpful. Let's cancel that. I do like the background that it came with by default. I think it's kind of a cool one. Yeah, you can see it's changed in the background, but very slowly. It takes it a minute. Oh, here we go. User share backgrounds. Okay, cool. Let's go back to the one that we had, this one, because I like that. And I'm just going to close this as soon as, there we go, as soon as we're seeing that lighten up. Okay, so now we're back. And if we are in GNU, it's going to take it a moment to get going again. That's okay though. We can go File, Open, and it was in, let's go to the file system. There we go. Because it was in user. Here we go. And then bin. There must be a decent amount in here because, I mean, we saw there was quite a few backgrounds. That's probably why it was taking it so long to load that backgrounds page. Needed to load all the different options for the backgrounds. Let's see, were they in X11? I thought there was like a backgrounds folder. But I sure didn't see it in there. Hold on, let's go back to bin and see. This is, we'll have it show us all files too. That will probably help. Here we go. See, I clicked away too fast, and now I don't remember. if these were actually the backgrounds or what's going on here. It sure doesn't look like these are the backgrounds. Ah, exit desktop menu. XDG email icon mine open settings user direct. I apologize, this is going slow. But we are making this little device do weird things that it's not necessarily designed to do. So you kind of have to take the good with the bad. So I'm not finding, you know, I'd have been better off just downloading a little photo and then trying it that way than doing all this nonsense. So let's not open an image. Let's open Firefox real quick. Well, I probably shouldn't say real quick, should I? Let's open Firefox and someday it will get open. And we will open up something in this and see if it actually works or if it just crashes the whole thing out. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. Come on, Firefox. You got this. And sometimes I'm not sure if it just like didn't do anything or if I'm not being patient enough with it. Try again. We'll get 2 instances of Firefox going. That certainly looked like it was trying to open it. So yeah, I think it's opening 2 instances and it's just taking a long time. I wasn't patient enough waiting for the first one. Probably also taxing this VM a bit by having GNU open and Firefox, potentially multiple instances of Firefox. It's pretty easy to overwhelm this thing, as you know, you can see. What do we have in this menu down here? It seems kind of, I don't know, redundant that they've got a menu down here and then an applications menu up here. I don't know what you get out of that, but I'm sure there's lots of Linux users that would be happy to tell me why it's awesome to have both of those things. To me, they seem like they mostly do similar things to each other. And I think Firefox is kind of stalled out a bit. I know it will probably open eventually, but do I want to sit here forever and wait? I was just trying to prove a point, and it's taken longer than I wanted to do that, so. And I'm not sure it's that valid of a point. I mean, we've got GNU open. We could do stuff with it. I think everything we did with it would be very slow, but I think that's probably pretty apparent by now. So, you know, kind of beating a dead horse at this point on all of that. Firefox is already running, but it's not responding. Okay. Well, if you want to run one of them at least, you know, that'd be a start. Well, anyway. I don't know. I think everybody gets the point. There's quite a few applications here that we can play around with, and some are probably going to work better than others, and all of them are going to be slow in this cross-architecture style of VM. So be prepared for that if you're trying to run something like this. I should get just a regular VM going so you can kind of compare and contrast the performance that you get in a like a native architecture VM as opposed to the cross-architecture VM. So maybe in the future I'll do that. For now, I think we're going to call it good. You kind of get the point. We do have a working virtual machine with a full-on desktop environment that's 86 and it's running on ARM hardware. So that's pretty impressive. You know, the speed, not so impressive, but the fact that I think it works is pretty cool. And if you had a more lightweight here we go with Firefox. If you have a more lightweight version of an operating system than, you know, Parrot OS Home, you probably would be able to, it would be much more usable, I guess is the point I'm trying to get across. And so if there are certain processes that kind of can run in the background and aren't super heavy duty, those would probably be a good candidate for running in this sort of VM. Especially, you know, if you have a certain piece of hardware and technically that whatever that application isn't compatible with that piece of hardware, well, you can virtualize that piece of hardware. And if you use the underground Nexus, we already have all of the prereqs and the packages installed that you need to get one of these cross-architecture VMs going. But if you don't, then you'll need to get all of those packages set up. We do that through Synaptic, which has all kinds of options for packages, and that's essentially where we install our stuff from for the cross-architecture stuff. But anyway, I don't know. I think I've spent enough time kind of sitting here waiting for something that's not going to be that exciting anyway. You know, everybody's done. Anybody who wants to do photo editing hopefully has done a little bit. If not, then I highly encourage you to get some sort of Linux like virtual machine or Docker container setup. Check out some of the other videos that I've made to see how you can do a virtual machine in a Docker container or how to make a virtual machine in a Docker container. And it's pretty easy to do, and you can play around, you know, with GIMP or whatever else doing that too. So yeah, I think I'm going to call it with the VM today. So hopefully that was somewhat interesting, and I wasn't sitting here for too long waiting for stuff, although I was waiting for quite a while, so I apologize for that. Anyway, if you are curious more about virtualization and Docker containers and stuff like that, I encourage you to go to our website, click on the Learn tab, and you can see all of the different courses that we sell that will tell you, teach you how to do all kinds of cool stuff. And I always like to point people to the Cloud Jitsu, which is the Intro to Cloud Native and Zero Trust Cockpit app, because this is the course that will teach you how to install a Zero Trust Cockpit, which has OBS in it, so you can make videos and streams like this one. You can create demos and edit them. The Zero Trust Cockpit has Kdenlive in it, which is an editing suite for video editing, and it also has OBS Studios for actually recording the videos, a VLC media player for playing the things that you've made. So it's a good place to start off if you want to learn like what our course content looks like and if it's a good match for you. It's only $24, and if you want it for free, you can join our dojo and ask us for a free version or a free copy of it, and we will hook you up. But if you just want to support us, we'd love it for you to pay the $24 too. It's not a whole lot of money, and it helps us out. So thanks for being here and kind of checking things out. I think I'm going to play a little bit of Terraria now. And for those who are kind of new to the stream or whatever, I always like to end by playing some Terraria. It's a really fun 2D like platformer action adventure game. There's crafting, building stuff, and it's kind of a sandboxy game, so you're really free to do what you want. There's lots of bosses to fight and things of that nature. And it's also a relatively inexpensive game. You can get it for $10, I think, off of Steam or from Terraria's own website. So please go and check it out. I'm going to join via IP with my Yasa character. I'm going to hide the password for just a moment. And let's get it going. Also, I'm going to do this, which is open some music up. So, oh geez, sorry. Hopefully I didn't blast anybody too hard there. So we at Cloud Underground run a 24-hour-a-day music stream that you can go and find on YouTube. Go to YouTube, search Cloud Underground. You'll find our YouTube channel, and you should be able to find this music stream. And if you like it, you know, please check it out. Listen to it as much as you want. If you want it to be in the background of your own stream, you can do that. It's the music on it should all be DMCA free, so you can have it in the background of your video without worrying about a DMCA strike or anything like that. And so yeah, just go check that out. Here is Terraria. I really like Terraria as a demo because it kind of gives a good indication of what sorts of lag you can expect to experience when you're using one of these webtops to run stuff. In this case, we're running a gaming server, which gaming servers are really sensitive to lag and pauses, dropped frames, all that kind of stuff. And you can see it runs really, really well. This is also a cross-site sort of a thing here. So this Terraria server is not running on my local network. It's running at our co-location, which is hundreds of miles from where I am right now. And you can see even over the internet, we have really good performance with this thing. So and I'm fighting a goblin army right now. That's what's going on here. So I think the last time I played Terraria, a goblin army started invading and I didn't want to deal with it, so I just quit. And so now that I've just loaded in, I have to deal with this goblin army that's fighting us. And they've already broken the door off of my house, both of my houses, which is pretty aggravating. I am curious if I used an iron door instead of wooden doors, if that would stop the goblin army. Because it seems that the iron door actually stops zombies on like a blood moon when they would normally break down doors. But they can't with the iron door, so I don't know. Alright, goblin army. Come on now. They kind of trickle in. It makes it hard to defeat them really fast. But we're almost done. 90% of the way clear. Hey, goblin archers. Alright, this guy should finish it. Goblin army is defeated. There's still a few goblin stragglers though. Alright, I think that's all of them. Goblin army is defeated. I can put my door back on here. Put this door back. Let's see, I think Goblin banners go in there. Just delete this mushroom torch. Iron brick. Got all this building material from a building project I've been working on, but I'm not going to worry about that. I think I'm finally today I really wanted attempt to defeat the wall of flesh. But if I'm going to do that, I need to offload some of these building materials. So maybe what I'll actually do today is just work on this house that I've been working on. So I've got a house in the Icelands. And the fastest way for me to get to it is going through this crazy tunnel. Turn down the music just a little bit. This song is kind of loud, I feel like. See how maybe it'll be too quiet now, but so once I actually finish building this house down in the Icelands, I will be able to instantly teleport down here, which is the whole reason of building it, essentially. So that you don't have to continually be doing this trek. This is a pain in the butt, this trek. Alright, so here's my house. I've been contemplating what the best way to finish this house, or the best ways to finish this house. Gray brick wall. I need an ice brick wall. Let's see how far 20 gets me. There we go. Not far enough. Let's... I think I just probably need like 8 more or so. Probably be good enough. Alright. snow brick wall. I need a few more of that. Am I out of snow bricks? Snow block. Snow bricks though. Do that, and now I can make snow brick walls. Cool. So this is kind of coming along. I think I might... I don't know, I gotta figure out furniture. I also was contemplating doing some sort of kind of stripey walls down here, but I think I'm just gonna go with boreal wood forever. It just looks better in my opinion. But I think I'm running out of boreal wood is the problem. So I got some boreal wood beams, but I don't see any actual boreal wood. I might have to go harvest a little boreal wood here. And then I should also make some furniture for my house here. One thing I can do... Oh, one thing... Nope, never mind. I don't have them with me. So I don't have the sun bricks that allow me to build this sun furniture. What just happened? Why am I not moving fast all of a sudden? Oh, I'm frozen. I'm chilled. As soon as that goes away, I'll be good. Let's see, how far underground am I? Because I think the fastest way for me to get boreal wood is just to come up to the very top. Going the wrong way here, shoot. So once I get past the wall of flesh, I'll be able to build wings and I'll be able to fly much more efficiently, which will be nice. Yes, this will get me all the way out. Huh. There's another minecart track. I do think it'd be kind of fun to like try and remake a Donkey Kong level with the tracks in this game. I think it'd be possible, although, you know, time consuming like many building projects are in this game. Could be kind of fun though. Alright, I'm outside. I can finally collect some boreal wood. Let's start with these. There's my axe. Oh, my axe is number 2 right now. Perfect. And any good forester knows that you have to get your next generation going after you harvest. So we'll do that. Or in some cases, you just have to start a new forest if there wasn't one. So that's what I'm doing now. I don't know if boreal wood takes longer to grow than some of the, like, jungle, rich mahogany, I should say, in the jungle or something. Like, ooh, you can see some trees that I've attempted to replant that haven't taken. Well, I think I've got plenty of boreal wood probably at this point to do whatever I want to do. Let's see, how much do I have? 178, that'll be plenty. So we'll replace those. My inventory is totally full now. That's okay, I don't care. Gonna go back down to my house and at least finish putting the walls in. I'll have to get some more furniture and stuff, but I won't bore everyone with the, like, entire house build, just some of it, you know. That ice that breaks sure is treacherous, I gotta say. Alright, so first thing, I think I want the floor to be boreal wood and not iron like it currently is. I was just kind of experimenting with different things, but I think just solid boreal wood's gonna look the best. That's what I decided. And we need boreal wood walls. Probably 80 will be a start at least. I do like this grappling hook. It allows you to have 3 I don't know, tendrils coming off of it. So it makes things very convenient for building and doing work like this, because you can hang yourself in the air. Using control, we can really place these walls quickly. And we're already out. I need more. Probably another 80 will be a start. Sweet. There we go. All outfitted with boreal wood now. I think that looks better than trying to mix boreal and something else. Where did I get an ice cream sundae? Huh, that's funny. Too much stuff in my inventory here. Let's open up the pig. Put that in here. Put that in here. Put that in here. Put this stupid thing in here. This stuff. Glow sticks. Alright, that's good enough. Definitely we'll need at least one table, I would say, and some chairs probably. Let's put one just at the end here. I wonder if I can put things on top of the fireplace. So like boreal wood. Is there no boreal wood candles? Oh, you need ice torches for the boreal wood stuff. So let's make a couple of those. Oh, I didn't mean to make snowballs. Oh, goodness gracious. Can I unmake those snowballs? Snow brick is what I would want. Snow block. Nope, I don't think so. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's craft. We'll craft a couple of candles, I think. We can put one there. One there. Craft one more for this fireplace. See, I would craft something bigger, but the bigger ones... I'm also out of ice torches. I've got more back at the place. Let's make a chimney. We also need a chimney here. There we go. So here's our frozen slash... I don't know, this part of the cabin looks pretty warm. This part looks pretty frozen. But I did want some parts of it to be frozen. I like the blue door. Cool. So some of this should be pretty usable now. So that housing is suitable. This housing is missing a chair. This housing is suitable. Missing table and chair, table and chair. There's only 5 rooms in this house total, at least the way that I built it, but that should be enough to do some stuff with. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to fight some bats. Good grief. I need a way to get under here. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. Alright, well, I think I'm going to call it with the Terraria. I should be fighting the Wall of Flesh next time, hopefully, assuming that nothing else kind of stands in my way. But that's the plan. So come back next time to see us get into hard mode, hopefully, here in Terraria. Finally get past pre-hard mode, essentially. Easy mode, I don't know what you call this. But it should be pretty cool. So, let's see. Thanks everybody for joining me. I hope you have a great day. Again, you know, we are Cloud Underground, and if you are curious about what we do, who we are, please go to our website, cloudunderground.dev. If you want to check out this radio station, the music I've been playing, go to YouTube and search Cloud Underground. You should find us, and then you should be able to find our 24-hour streaming music channel there. And if you need any of our services, check out our website. So thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great day and a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next